Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update, brought to you by the new ESPN Wisconsin app. Listen live and on demand to all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin shows at the touch of a fingertip. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple and Android app stores today. And speaking of today marks the start of rivalry weekend in Major League Baseball, and the Brewers kick off their action tonight against the white-hot winners of 10 straight, really only rivals by geography, the Minnesota Twins. So, you really hated them back when they played in the American League. This also marks the start of a 6-game homestand for Milwaukee, which includes the aforementioned Twins and the Baltimore Orioles, as they look to take a series after failing to win their last 2. The Crew also remains 4 games back of the Cubs and 1 game back of the St. Louis Cardinals in the NL Central, entering play today. Chad Patrick is on the bump for the Brewers. First pitch is slated for 7:10 p.m. Central, with pregame coverage beginning at 6:35 right here on Madison's new home for the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me. I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other.
We don't speak about her.
About rivals.
We are not rivals. Yeah, me and Kay are not on the same level, in the same sense that Matt thinks that the Bears and the Packers aren't on the same level.
She had less hope in the Packers winning against the Broncos at Denver than the Packers beating Philly at Lambeau.
Molly's smart. That
seems like Looney Tunes to me.
See, it's okay because you're just like my
Molly.
husband. I literally will say anything, but he won't believe it until it comes from somebody else. So
Like Kay Adams.
you're the same way.
Like Kay Adams.
Exactly.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison, alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
I have the power, and Primetime Wollersheim is with us, along, Molly Brown, Matt Hamilton, Jim Rutledge. We are at Madison Axe. We are going to throw some axes throughout the show and have a good time. Maybe we'll change the pole dancing. Kick some axe, if you will, yeah. And we got Riley Yauk back at the Everlight Solar Studio. Breaking news coming in to start the show, though. Adam Schefter, ESPN sources, 49ers and quarterback Brock Purdy are finalizing a 5-year, $265 million contract, which I guess breaks out to $53 million, the average annual value of that contract. I think that's pretty good for both sides. Well, obviously, it's the Packers show, but Brock Purdy and Jordan Love are going to be tied together. And Brock Purdy getting paid is a little bit less than per year than Jordan Love at the 55. And Brock Purdy has earned that money. And Brock Purdy probably earned that money more than Jordan Love had at that point. We'll have to see where their careers shake out. But the 49ers are committing to Brock Purdy as their quarterback.
Crazy, too, because it happened like the year or a year or two after they made that big splash move for Trey Lance. Mm-hmm. And they're all excited for that. And then, Mr. Irrelevant turns into their $53 million a year quarterback. Pretty wild.
Yeah, so his
awesome story in that idea.
His first season as a rookie, he completed 67% of his passes for 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Then 2 years ago, almost 70% of his passes completed, 4,280 yards, 31 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. And then last year, 66% of his passes completed, 3,800 yards, 20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. I don't think he played a whole year there,
I was going to say, I think it was hurt last year.
So, I mean, even in a down year with less offensive weapons, because McCaffrey didn't play a ton, Samuel was not the same player, Ayuk missed time. So, he still put up numbers. So that last year, even though it was not a great year for wins and losses for the 49ers, probably helped Brock Purdy get paid because he still put up numbers. The comp I've heard for him is a more athletic, more skilled, off-time playmaker version of Tua. Because Tua doesn't like to run.
Yeah.
We're both like,
Let's see how we can break this. Okay, break it down for us.
So
Give us the
Tua's
breakdown.
not obviously there's the concussion issue. So Tua's not much of a runner anymore, but he wasn't before, and he's not much of a when the play breaks down playmaker. He is very much a when things go right, I can make plays happen and get the ball out to the playmakers and make smart, quick decisions. Brock Purdy does have a little bit more wild card to him. He has made plays on the run. He can improvise. He runs, and so that's why it's kind of just viewed as a little bit more of an athletic version of Tua.
what is Tua getting paid? Because remember, he got paid right before Jordan Love last year. Like that was one of the other signings that was happening at the same time. I'm curious how similar they are because they've got to be close.
50.
I believe Tua is right around 53, 55.
Yeah, they gotta
He's
be
in the
close.
Jared Goff range.
Jared
4-year,
Goff-
$212 million contract was signed
Prime. Do the math.
It's a $53 million per year contract.
Yep.
for less
Point
time.
4, 53.1.
Oh God.
It was 53.1. Oh,
A year.
Oh gosh.
How could you forget about the 100,000?
The alpha notice. The alpha notice failed.
Oh, just
no.
100,000. We can just let that fall through the cracks.
I mean,
Pocket change.
Honestly, Jim, so the comp that I'm kind of thinking now with Purdy, because you're right, he is elusive, but is primarily a pocket passer, good when the play breaks down. Maybe shades of Drew Brees. I'm not saying he's like as undersized as Drew Brees was, but Drew could move if he needed to, and he was more of like, I'm going to move around this pocket and then get the ball out rather than scramble for yards. But just shifty and making it work with the team around him. I feel like Drew Brees is a close one too.
I know we love to talk about size on this show. Are they similar sizes?
He's 6'1".
Drew Brees and
Purdy is 6'1".
And Drew Brees is like notoriously short.
He's probably like 5'10", 5'11".
I think he's 6 foot flat. Actually, I don't think he's even that short.
It says 6 feet. I don't know if he actually was 6 feet tall.
Okay.
He seemed like a little bit shorter.
Not to brag, guys, but I did see him a couple weeks ago at the Thanasis live podcast that they did up in Green Bay for the draft, and he was way shorter than I anticipated. So I don't know if he was 6 feet tall.
How
Honestly,
much taller than Molly Brown was he? That's our official measurement.
Well,
for
okay,
Jim
so
Matt
I'm
Molly.
5'5". He was probably at least 4. At least 4 inches taller. So
At
that'd make him
least
like
4.
5'9", 5'10".
So I think in a
At
general
least.
rule, and I guess it's across the board, just take an inch off every quarterback.
Yeah.
I think that
I mean,
about every player.
Yeah, but I
Every
think,
guy, honestly.
What?
But I think when you look at the quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers, I don't know if he truly is
6'2",
Yeah, because
223.
and they say the same
225.
thing for Caleb Williams though. Like, is he truly a 6'1"? Like, I mean, all these guys are all probably the joke of like I'm 5'12", like that kind of joke.
Right.
Like they're all kind of giving themselves in cleats, if you will.
Right.
Which it doesn't matter when they all do it. I would imagine after a certain height you don't. I know in the NBA for a long time a lot of the players didn't want to be listed at 7 feet tall. This was more of a late 90s, early 2000s things because it was still more position basketball. So to be like, all right, I don't want to be labeled a center. Like
Right.
KG historically was over 7 feet tall, but never wanted to be listed as over 7 feet tall because under 7 feet you could be a power forward.
Right.
And he wanted to be slotted in as a power forward to play. But I do have a on the fly. A siding limited poll question I want to throw out to everyone. You can chime in on the Cardinals Talking text line, 844-770-3776. This is more. Our siding limited poll question, I'm going to throw it on the fly. Would you rather have Jordan
I
Love
knew it.
at his, 55 or 55 and a half?
55.
55.
Would you rather have Jordan Love at $55 million per year or Brock Purdy at $53 million per year?
Do you think that $2 million's going to change anyone?
Well,
Like, going to sway anyone?
I think it.
Well,
I think,
if you think they're the same quarterback,
Well,
I
I'm-
think, is
I
what
I think it's
Jim's
also just
getting at.
literally asking
$2
which
million
quarterback
cheaper.
would you rather have.
Right.
Not
but
even the money.
The contract came out today. That's why
Yeah.
I want to ask the dollars to it. I think Brock Purdy's proven more.
He's definitely proven more. He's made it to a
He's
Super
been
Bowl
to a Super Bowl. He's been to the NFC Championship.
twice.
And it's not just the
I will
win.
say, doing a little more unscientific research here is when I'm looking at their two contracts as well. The total guaranteed numbers that Jordan Love can achieve is $160 million over 4 years, so just over $40 million per year. I did the quick math for Brock Purdy. His total guarantees per year, if he hits whatever the stipulations are in the contract.
Yeah.
It's around 36.25 per year. So the guarantees is probably the bigger differentiator between the two contracts.
However,
Purdy's got an extra
Wait,
year.
so what does that equal out to be?
What do you mean? What does it
Because
equal out
you
to?
said 160 for Love guaranteed. What is, and you just said like the average of what
Purdy's
could be.
total guarantees could get up to 181 million, but over 5 years.
Nah.
So that's the difference.
However you want to break it out, because we're really just asking the question. But Brock Purdy, the guy is accurate at completing almost 68% of his passes. What is Jordan Love at, 63, 64?
63.
63% of his passes. And Jordan Love has never thrown for 4,000 yards in the season. Brock Purdy has, and he probably would have done it last year if he played a full season. He was right there.
Does Purdy also have more proven players
I
around
mean,
him?
But last year, no.
Not last year, and last year he was fine. His percentages were good,
Higher
but they dropped
completion
And he
a little
still had
percentage.
Kittle.
bit. Higher
He was hurt, though.
interceptions.
He was also by one.
Okay, but they both missed time.
Again.
But what I'm saying is the year that Brock Purdy blew up for his, what was that, 4,200 and a half yards, like the guy had Kittle, top 3 tight end,
Yep.
Debo, utility tool, Ayuk, who was healthy, and then that was the year Christian McCaffrey was a
Yep.
freak show. So, like, he had all the support you could possibly ask for. And I'm not taking anything away from Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
He is – him and Jordan Love are definitely peers. They're on the same playing field. What do I think Jordan Love would have done in that same system with the same coach who runs a similar system to what Matt LaFleur likes to run? I don't know. It might come out in the wash. It might be Brock Purdy, but I also wouldn't say you're crazy if someone believed that Jordan Love could do just as good in that system with those weapons.
The counter I would make, and I am mistaken, he did throw for 4,000 yards his first season as starter. The counter I would make is that Jordan Love, and we have some audio on this that we didn't plan on getting to, but on the Athletic podcast, we do have it was quoted, so I can at least give you the audio for it, which was basically Jordan Love is a boom or bust player. And that breaks out to his completion percentage, 64% and 63% last year. 64% the year before, 63% last year. He is a guy who does not hit his checkdowns. He is a guy who is not necessarily the best at getting the ball out of his hands quickly. We've heard Coach LaFleur say let it rip, and he's not someone who runs. And so those factors are all things I think Brock Purdy is good at.
Yeah.
So it's easy to say it's just the playmakers, but there's plenty of guys with playmakers around them who couldn't succeed. So I feel like, I know you're not trying to, but go look around the league. I mean, you can look to Chicago. Caleb had playmakers last year, and he was a rookie, but he did not succeed with those playmakers because he still struggled to get the ball. Like, there is a skill set. When you watch Brock Purdy play, this is not just a guy. This is not Tua. Tua is a guy where he needs the playmakers to make plays. Brock Purdy is making plays and getting the ball to his playmakers.
Yeah, and his check down is CMC.
There's also something to be
But last year it wasn't.
Last year it wasn't.
But also there's something to be said. When was he drafted? Mr. Irrelevant. When was Jordan Love drafted?
First round.
First round. There's something to be said for that too.
What?
What do you mean what?
What needs? He said something needs to be said.
That
What?
Jordan Love has a million times more to prove. Like I've said time and time again, Brian Gutekunst basically blew up an organization. He's lucky with how it's turned out thus far that he pushed away a Hall of Fame quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. He blew it all up because he believes in this one guy, which is great. I'm happy that he's passionate about this one player, but like you moved up in the first round to get this guy when you still had Aaron Rodgers on your roster. And now you're paying him $55 million a year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I am curious to see what happens with the Niners, too, because I do definitely believe that their window is absolutely closing. Like, they are – I don't know what they're doing next. Obviously, Brock Purdy and George Kittle is a piece of the future a little bit, but he's getting older. Brock Purdy's obviously a massive piece of their future, but then what?
Where'd Debo go? Washington?
Yep. And he's – I don't know. I know I talk about this show quite a bit, but like the receiver show on Netflix, I think it's so fascinating. But he's been banged up, like bad too.
Yeah.
So
last year, I'm just trying to get this all ready here. The leading rusher for the San Francisco 49ers was
Mason.
This is not correct.
Was it Isaac Guerrero?
No, for some reason.
No.
It's Mason, probably.
he popped off at the end of
He
the year,
did pop
though.
off towards the end. That's what I was going to say. He might have accumulated some stats.
The Vikings just got that Mason cat.
Jordan Mason,
Yeah.
It was like a glitch on ESPN because they had Lamar Jackson, the quarterback, listed as their leading rusher. As
the 49ers leading rusher.
Yeah, so that
Okay.
was not obviously correct there. But as I'll get the totals here for you. It was Jordan Mason at 789 yards. So he did not, again, Jordan Love had a hell of a running game to help him last year. So as you look at leading receivers for the team.
I mean, okay.
Then you had 78 catches. George Kittle, obviously a beast there. But then Juwan Jennings, which, look, I would give as much credit to Brock Purdy for Juwan Jennings as I would for Juwan Jennings. Like, that is and then Debo, 51 catches. So Brock Purdy last year proved he does not need a crew of all-stars to be an effective QB. His numbers fell to Jordan Love numbers last year, but he did not need.
What was the Niners' record last year? I'm sorry to make you Google all these things, but now I'm just thinking about it. They were not good last year.
No,
at all.
but they're deep. They were gutted off at
no,
8 and
absolutely.
10?
6 and 11.
6 and 11.
Yeah, I'm not saying that was his fault. I'm
8
just
and 10.
genuinely curious about the 49ers.
Yeah, they were a team that was decimated by injuries last year.
Yes,
so,
they could not catch a break last year.
It was. I think they were like the year before one of the least injured teams, and then
Yep.
last year's one of the most injured teams.
Yeah, because I remember being fascinated. I'm like, oh wow, George Kittle made through a full season without getting hurt.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And the year before that, CMC, for like maybe
Yep.
the first or second time in his career, made an entire season without getting hurt.
Yep.
Donnie and DeForest chimes in. Love should never have been paid that much money. I love it because it puts the Packers in a bind.
See, but that's crap, though. I hate when people say that because what are the Packers supposed to do in that situation? Did they get themselves in that situation? Yes, they did, but like that is the going rate for a quarterback.
I just
to
don't
us,
know where-
it is a lot of money, but like $55 million in the grand scheme of the NFL.
But Molly, this
Dak
is
got paid $60 million a month later.
But at the time when he got paid, that was the highest contract, or tied for the highest
with
contract.
Jared Goff, yes.
No, it was higher than Goff. It was Lawrence. Him and Lawrence.
Oh,
were
yeah.
both the
He gets
highest
paid. I think he gets paid more than Goff.
So, like,
per year.
My question is, like, first of all, Jordan Love, whatever he's given his agent, should add more to it because for the track record he's got, like, literally the only leg he's really had to stand on was I kind of pulled it together at the end of last year, and by last year I mean his first year starting season, and I'm a first rounder. At least Purdy can hang his hat on making it, NFC champion, like Super Bowl runner-up. Like, there's plenty of things that Purdy can actually, like, you're right, Jim. Purdy fully earned his contract. Jordan Love got a contract based on potential, what we think you're going to do, not what you've done.
And to Molly's point, Jordan Love got the benefit of the doubt, and that's why he got paid. Brock Purdy had to prove it 3 years in a row. Andrew chimes in. Team drops make a huge difference in QB numbers. Jim's a hater. Brock Purdy is.
If you just ended it with drops made a big difference, period.
Yeah.
Dot. Jim's a hater.
But like the funnier part is, I'm not saying Brock Purdy's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Jordan Love isn't. I'm saying that Brock Purdy is a better value at $2 million less per year, a little bit less guaranteed per year, and a quarterback who I think is Jordan Love's equal.
At this point, I would have to agree. I don't even have a good argument to say that they're not equals.
And then
I want to.
The Adam Madison says Brock Purdy comp a healthy Andrew Luck, not as surgical, but accurate in the pocket as well as being able to extend plays and runs if he has to. I think Luck, I get what you're saying. Luck, I think, was bigger physically. And
Luck was
obviously
like 6'4".
And Andrew Luck was, again, more of the Jordan Love blue chip. Now, Jordan Love was a first-round pick, but Andrew Luck was a blue chip prospect.
He was Trevor Lawrence before Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
He was the next Peyton Manning kind of thing. Like,
yes.
that is how he was the hottest commodity in football.
Yes.
Absolutely. The hottest truck out there on the road is my big blue truck from Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Even when it's been windy out and the truck's feeling the gust.
How's the AC in that hot truck?
I love it. Nice and fresh, and it keeps me nice and cool coming to the show here at Madison Axe. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I think he'll sign, but I think this could get a little cantankerous.
I think it depends on this Jair contract first, though. And they need to do something before June 6th or June 1st or something.
It's June 1st.
Six, just like a funny date.
Because they're all weird dates. It stuck on my head. That's my dad's birthday.
Happy birthday, Daddy.
Jair has to be signed.
By my dad's birthday.
That's the way the league works.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Ready to live the high life at home? Miller High Life is giving one lucky winner the ultimate backyard dive bar experience. It's a cabana complete with classic bar vibes, neon lights, and of course, plenty of high life. To enter, just order a Miller High Life at any participating dive bars in the Madison area and register with the link to the Miller High Life Backyard Dive Bar giveaway. Get a ticket to Dive Bar Glory at your local watering hole, like Jerry's Place, Utica Bar, and Madison VFW 8483.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
People travel the world to collect Hard Rock shirts, and Hard Rock Casino Rockford is going to give the people what they want. Get in on the action at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, where all new Unity card signups receive an official Hard Rock shirt, plus free play to kickstart a winning streak. Whether you're spinning the slots or playing the tables, you'll be dressed for success. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's Hard Rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 20th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Baltimore Orioles.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 20th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
At Metro Ford of Madison, they sell vehicles that are built in America for America. This month, enjoy their You Pay What We Pay sale. The 2024 Ford Mach-E offers 0% APR financing for 72 months, $13.89 cost per $1,000 borrowed. The 2024 Ford F-150 is available with 2.9% APR financing for 66 months, $16.47 per $1,000 borrowed. Bonus cash available on XLT and SXT models. All offers available to qualified credit. Browse their inventory at MetroFordofMadison.com.
Immediate live show streaming, a homepage customized just for you, the brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN.
If you're just doing this because you're starting to not believe the Packers are going to bring in a number one wide receiver.
The ESPN Wisconsin app. Everything in the palm of your hand.
Who are the top guys?
And Dobbs.
That is the problem.
No, I totally agree.
You have never called Xavier McKinney the wrong name.
Available in the Apple and Android App Store. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
World Health, they have 2 locations, one in Sun Prairie, one in Madison. The Madison location has cryotherapy, it has red light therapy, it has a place you can work out. Both locations offer semaglutide, hormone replacement treatment, plenty of great options at Carbon World Health to help you live the best version of yourself over at Carbon World Health. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown. Primetime Orsheim with us as well. Riley Yauk in the Everlight Solar studio. We are at Madison Axe, and we have a siding and limited poll question. Which is pretty straightforward. The results are not shocking because we're in Packerland. But would you rather have Brock Purdy, who just signed a new contract for $53 million per year, or would you rather have Jordan Love at $55 million per year? Just a little context here for Brock Purdy. He has 9,518 passing yards, 64 passing TDs, 4 playoff wins, an NFC championship, and a Pro Bowl. That is way more on his resume than Jordan Love had it when he signed his contract. And he also had to do that with no safety net because you're a first-round pick. You are going to get multiple opportunities to fail. Brock Purdy had 0 opportunities to fail. If Brock Purdy failed when they threw him in as Mr. Irrelevant year 1, he gets no other chances ever. So there's just if you are someone that believes, and I'm not even saying that Jordan Love doesn't have this, but if you are someone that believes in the intangible of being a winner, of being a gamer, of being someone who's not afraid of the moment and gets the most out of their ability, Brock Purdy's a guy you got to respect the hell out of.
100%. And you're absolutely right. The guy is obviously a winner. He was able to get the Niners to as many wins as they had last year with an absolute skeleton team, a shell of the team they were the year before, which, by the way, was a Super Bowl team. Obviously came up short to the Chiefs, but Brock Purdy definitely deserves this contract. Like, when they were talking rumors a couple months ago about where's his number going to be, can he command, like, top quarterback money, being Mr. Irrelevant, and to me, it's irrelevant when he was drafted. Once he got his opportunity, he's been nothing if not great. And, he's deserved it. Now, do I think if Jordan Love can take the next step, can he be better than Brock Purdy? Like, yeah, I think Jordan Love's athleticism gives him an opportunity to be better. But last year was the year that I was expecting him to make that jump. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. This is the last year that Jordan Love has any grace.
This is the last year until next year.
No. He's done getting grace. Like, I thought the contract was outrageous last year, and I still think it's a little bit high, especially considering he got better a little bit in the margins, but not like a great leap forward. Again, that was his second year as a starter. I'm giving him the sophomore slump benefit of the doubt. Third year as a starter is when you have to prove yourself, in my opinion. And this is Jordan Love's year. If he's not over 65% completion percentage, if he can't keep it under 12 interceptions, and I'd like to – the touchdowns is not as relevant because we're going to feed Josh Jacobs in by the goal line, so, like, I'm not as concerned with that, but I'd really like to see the completion percentage up to about 65. And like you said, Jim, take some more opportunities on those checkdowns. Jordan Love's biggest problem is he loves the home run ball, and don't get me wrong, as a fan, it's fun to watch. But there's opportunities where I'm like, you've got 15 yards in front of you. Go get 3 yards and go to 3rd and 7 as opposed to 3rd and 10 and trying to take that shot. So, again, I think if Jordan Love gets better in the margins again, he gets to these numbers, and he might show that he's a better quarterback than Brock Purdy. His team hasn't proven as much, and he won't be able to do it next year unless they win the Super Bowl. But Jordan Love has potential to be a better quarterback than Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is a better quarterback at this moment, purely based off resume.
And Brock Purdy has had less time in the league and is younger, so he also has an opportunity to continue to get better.
He does.
If you're betting on a guy, Jordan Love is a year older than him and has been in the league longer. Mm-hmm. Brock Purdy still also has the opportunity to jump up. I did want to hear this from the Athletic Football Show with Robert Mays and Derek Klassen. Jordan Love either needs to start checking down or become a better scrambler. Let's hear this audio.
The way that he bounces and some of the decisions he'll make, again, that's probably always going to stick. I think it's one of those things that, like, you throw how you throw and you play how you play. Like, that's probably going to be what it is. I think with the scrambling specifically, He wasn't a rookie, obviously, his first year starting. But I think he was trying to get his legs under him. Just like, how do I play the position? And you could tell he was a little bit robotic in his first year. And I think that played into him not scrambling that much. And then last year, where he was hurt specifically with his lower body for a lot of the year, I think he just didn't want to run. I'm willing to give him one more year of this potentially being a problem. Because we talked to him at the Super Bowl a little bit, and he immediately recognized, I should have been running more than I did last year. And so maybe that's just, you say that and then you just, once the bullets start flying, you just never do it. But I'm at least willing to give him one more year.
I think it's something that guys either have a natural instinct to do and have a natural timing mechanism for, or they don't. And so that's what worries me a little bit, is the fact that he doesn't have a natural inclination to do it. That concerns me. If you're not going to be a guy who checks the ball down and you're not going to be a scrambler, you're just going to live in this high variance world as a quarterback in an offense throwing the ball. And maybe that's just the case, but then I think we have to set realistic expectations for what the Packers are going to be.
Both people have differing views of it. I kind of lean towards Jordan Love's not going to turn into some great scrambler. Can Jordan Love make an effort to be better at scrambling and better at checkdowns? Absolutely. But Jordan Love in his career at Utah State was an inaccurate quarterback when you kind of looked at his completion percentage. He was a boomer bust thrower at Utah State. He threw a decent amount of interceptions at Utah State. I think this is just kind of who he is. I'll give you the extreme because Jordan Love is not this type of player. But you look at Jay Cutler. All the time I talked about, but at some point he'll stop making those dumb throws. He'll stop trying to play hero ball. He never did. And so I'm not comparing their play styles to it, but at some point you are who you are. And Jordan Love is 26 years old and started, I think, almost 40 games in college and now has started 2 seasons here, and his play style is his play style. And the Packers drafted him thinking they could fix some of his play style things. He's still a good quarterback. Like most teams in the league would take him. The question, and we can ask Wilde about it. We're going to get the break here because there's another part where they talked about what is his ability to grow, and that's the question of like, can he's not going to get worse. And you already have a fringe Pro Bowl QB who might have a Pro Bowl type season throughout his career, but can he take the step to the elite? And that's the real question with him, which is not a bad place to be because he's still good. We could talk to Jason Wilde about that some more on the other side. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Like, winning teams could talk trash.
Yeah, but
Giannis talks trash.
Maybe we're not good enough to be talking trash.
Or maybe it's not your personality.
It's not tight. I'm not tight.
Yeah, I'm not tight either.
I'm not tight at all. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not tight. I'm not tight.
Ben Johnson?
I'm so loose right now.
We don't know. I don't know who he is. I have no idea what he is.
I'm not tight.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Your Pell experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. If you missed Mark Tauscher and I on the call of the Cardinals strikeout cancer baseball game between Sun Prairie East and Middleton, good news. We'll replay the game Saturday morning starting at 8 o'clock on 100.5 ESPN, and you can also watch the game broadcast back on YouTube.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. Well, if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now's the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote, with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance. World-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
When it comes to your body, you want to trust a doctor, and you want to trust the experts. That's why the only place that you should consider going for GLP-1s and semaglutide is Carbon World Health in Madison, because they're run by Dr. Nestor Rodriguez. They have a workout facility and trainers to help you reach your goals, and they can help with dietary suggestions. The experts for semaglutide and GLP-1s are Carbon World Health. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Jason, quick
You
question.
are one of one.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
Thank you for helping me prove my point, Molly. Because my point. Well, is this Matt Hamilton?
Am I not allowed to know the word filibustering?
I just didn't see that coming. That's all.
Good. I want to keep you on your toes.
Jason Wilde is on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
What's up with that? What's up with that?
Ride the Revolution. Cycle Nation is coming back to Madison. Join the American Stroke Association and the American Heart Association on May 21st at the Sylvie as we pedal for a purpose. Teams can join the movement as we raise funds and heartbeats to end strokes and save lives. It's all happening May 21st at the Sylvie. Visit cyclenation.org/Madison and register today. Locally sponsored by Carbon World Health and ESPN Madison.
We are thrilled to be joined by Jason Wilde. This is Jim, Matt, Molly. We are live at Madison Axe, and Jason Wilde is joining us now. And, Jason, you don't have to answer this question because it could put you in a weird spot, but I'll give you the results of our siding on a limited poll question, which is, which QB would you rather have, Jordan Love at $55 million per year or Brock Purdy at $53 million per year? And 84% of Packer fans, which is, I would imagine, the large majority of voters here, say they would like Jordan Love over Brock Purdy. And my whole point is Brock Purdy has won 4 playoff games, won an NFC Championship game, gone to a Pro Bowl. Last year he didn't have a lot of weapons around him, and he had no safety net. You're a first-round pick. You're allowed a few times to fail. He was thrown in as a starter, Mr. Irrelevant, year one, had no room for error. He fails, he's benched, and he's been able to get better each year. So I'll let you more talk about the quarterbacks in general rather than which one you'd rather have.
Or you can answer the question.
Well, so is that what he's getting is $53 million?
That's the average annual value on that, yep.
Although obviously structure matters, right? And I'm sure there's ways to get out of it. Look, I think Brock Purdy gets unfairly viewed. I agree with your assessment that he's had very good production, and he basically saved their tails because they traded a bunch of picks to take a guy third overall in Trey Lance. And where is Trey Lance now? I lost track of him. He's a backup somewhere else now, right?
Not in Dallas. Yeah.
It's not Dallas anymore?
I don't think so. Maybe it's
see? No, he's definitely gone from Dallas. He signed somewhere else in the offseason. So my point is that he really rescued the 49ers. So I think he gets unfairly underrated.
Yeah, and you think that's purely because of the Mr. Irrelevant draft status? Because he's obviously proving. And then I'm wondering, does that draft status, like his being underrated, does that at all play as an advantage for him? Where if teams don't think he's as good as they think he is it something that they can overlook?
Yeah, I don't think teams work that way, Matt. I think, they watch the film, they see what he does well, they see what he doesn't do well. They don't think about his draft status when they're scouting, getting ready for matchups with him. Where I do think it helps him is I'm sure there's a huge chip on his shoulder, right? Like, he constantly feels like he has to prove himself. I guarantee you he's going to feel that way regardless of whether he's making $53 million a year or $530,000 a year. And so, he's used to this, right? Didn't he tell a story about Nick Saban talking to him during the recruiting process and thinking he was someone else?
Yeah.
It's a crazy story. But he thought he was some other recruit. But he didn't even know who the hell he was. And, obviously he had a good career at Iowa State, and now has gone on to do things that no one anticipated him doing at the NFL level. So he just strikes me as a guy that I don't have much interest in betting against. And, Jordan Love is, regardless of how much Packers fans love him and want him to be just the next Hall of Famer in succession after Favre and Rodgers, I think this is a pivotal year for him to show just how good he may be. And I'm eager to see what he does with it.
Jason, the media met with the assistant coaches for the Green Bay Packers this week. What was the most surprising thing that you heard from any of the assistant coaches?
That Zach Tom is competing for the right tackle job. And Steno said it not once but twice. I understand he did not have a stellar season. He also played with a torn pec that he suffered in the offseason, so he certainly wasn't as strong as he normally would be. But that was, I'm not going to lie, that was jarring. Like, I didn't expect his position to be included in the list. Like, I knew they were going to make Sean Ryan compete for the right guard job again. They'd already said they were going to have an open competition at the left tackle position. But the fact that now right tackle is open and that I assume Anthony Belton, their second-round pick, will be in that competition against Zach Tom. I still think Zach Tom wins that job. I still think Rasheed Walker wins the left tackle job. And maybe if that happens, then they've got to figure out, okay, where do we play Jordan Morgan next to give him a chance to be in the mix? But I don't know. I've really struggled with this, not for Zach Tom because he'll be fine, but this idea of what is the balance between every guy has to compete for his job all the time versus showing guys the respect and the appreciation for how hard they've worked and the trust that they're going to continue to work even though they've got the job. Like, no one was saying that, we signed Aaron Banks in the offseason and he's going to have to compete for the left guard job. No one was saying, Elton better get in here. He's missed the offseason program. He's competing with Jacob Monk for the center job. Like, nobody's looking at it that way. Steno said those three positions specifically. And, oh, by the way, those are all manned by guys that are going into the last year of their contracts. So I'm really curious if guys were honest, how they would describe the environment that this roster building approach creates within the team. Maybe it's great, but it's unlike anything I've seen in all my time covering the team.
Well, that was kind of my question is, do you think that it kind of ramps up that sense of urgency or competition in the locker room?
Oh, it definitely does, right? And you know, I agree that competition is good. It forces you to earn your keep, and it forces you to stay focused and prevents you from getting complacent. But at the same time, like it's just a strange way, and I would be curious what it does for like the wide receiver group, right? We've seen Romeo Doubs' dissatisfaction last season, and perhaps this offseason, because we still don't know if he's been taking part in the offseason program. We're certainly aware of Christian Watson's dad's comments on a podcast and on social media. We know about Jaden Reed wanting reassurance via his agents of what his role is on the team. Like, competition is great. I'm not saying it's not. But is there such a thing as it being too much? And does it have an adverse effect on the chemistry? Because you can paint this shiny, happy picture of, they all root for each other and they all want to get, they all want to support each other and they all want to be the number one receiver. They don't care who the number one wide receiver is. Well, you know when they do care is when contracts are up for grabs. And if it's, Lord of the Flies in there, I'm not entirely sure that that's healthy. But, again, that's just me.
All right, Jason, I know Jim's got, a good question, so I'm going to ask for one-word answer. Reseeding on the playoffs. Are you for it or against it?
Well, if I say I'm against it, that's 2 words.
You could say pro or con.
Pro or con?
Or anti.
Yes or no?
Yes or no?
Yay or nay?
Vehemently against. I'm
That's
taking
2
2 words because I can never say 1 word.
I know. We knew. All right, Jim.
That wasn't a bad question, Matt, but I do want to ask this, and then Jason will let you get out of here, is that The Athletic did a piece a couple days ago, and one of the questions was kind of like, what does Jordan Love need to do to take the next step? And they talked about how the Packers offense over the last 2 years, even at its peak, has been very boom or bust, and Jordan Love is very much a boom or bust player where he doesn't, long story short, he's not great at hitting checkdowns. He likes to hunt the big plays, and he's not a great runner. And they had the debate of, can you develop into a great runner, or is it instinctual? And I kind of lean on the side that either you can instinctually find holes in the pocket and you instinctively know when to run and know how to pick up 5. Like Patrick Mahomes is not super athletic, but he just knows where to go, when to go, and finds that time. So in your experience watching the league, do you think it is more intuitive, or it is something that Jordan Love can truly learn to do at an effective level? Because he just is missing a lot of layups in this offense because he doesn't check down and he doesn't run very much.
Yeah, first of all, I think, I would prefer my quarterback, and I think this is something Jordan is actually legitimately good at, to do a couple of things. I want him, in terms of using his legs. One, I want him to be elusive within the pocket. Like when the pocket is collapsing, can he make those subtle movements to keep the play alive without necessarily having to take off and run? And I think Jordan Love does that well. 2, like Aaron Rodgers, I want my quarterback to extend plays with his legs to set up passes that gain more yardage than just him taking off and running. Okay, and Rodgers obviously was, and if he's playing for the Steelers, we'll use present tense again and say is really, really good at that. I mean, if you look at what he did with the Jets, even now with his advancing age, he's still very good at extending plays. Now, some would say he became too good at extending plays and held on to the ball too long as he continued to extend them. But when he was at the peak of his powers, he was really, really good at that. And I think Jordan has that potential and I think has the instincts to be effective at that. What I'm not sold on is whether or not he's capable of taking the ball and running and being elusive in the open field. And let's be honest, taking a hit and not suffering an injury, and then really putting his team in jeopardy. Like, Jalen Hurts is built differently. Lamar Jackson is built differently. Like, I don't know how much the Packers want him or should want him to take off and run. But the other part of what you said, I think, is really interesting because, we criticize Aaron Rodgers a lot, or fans certainly did, for not taking the easy stuff often enough, right? And I don't know if that's a function of Jordan, that's just his mentality also, or if it's from being around Rodgers as much as he was, but I think that's a pretty good assessment. Like, that is something that he needs to be much more proficient at and, live to fight another day and settle for getting 5-6 yards on a check down. He's had stretches where he's done that very effectively, but then he's also had stretches where he kind of ignores that option and risks throwing the ball downfield and turning it over. And we know he's turned it over a fair amount for very long stretches. Last year, early in the year, 2 years ago, early in the year, and then in the playoffs, his last 2 playoff games, he's thrown 5 total picks.
Jason, thank you. Your assessment there, you hadn't heard the podcast, and they give in more detail, like statistics of explosive plays as opposed to the actual functionality of the offense. But your assessment is basically what they came to at the end, that if he wants to take the next step, he has to figure out how to check down or become a better runner and take the layups. So we appreciate the insight.
All right, guys, take care. Be good.
All right, that's Jason Wilde. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We're live at Madison X.
Newfoundland. The Newfies love Jim, Matt, and Molly. 100.5 ESPN Madison.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC. Kamari McGee on the podium at UW-Madison's student-athlete grad ceremony. The 3-year Badger guard recollecting on his Madison memories, audio courtesy Badger Athletics.
My first year here was probably the toughest year of my life. After being known as a top player on my previous teams, it was hard adjusting to the new role that I was given. If it were not for the support from my loved ones, teammates, and coaches, I would not be in this position that I'm in today.
I hope everyone leaves here proud of all of their accomplishments. And last but not least, on Wisconsin.
Don't wait to upgrade your windows and doors, because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Discover an unreal treasure this May at Potawatomi. Don't miss your chance to win a share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Just play with your rewards card for entries. Prize drawings on Thursdays. Unreal treasures this May at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Your win is waiting. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. National and local awards proving Siding Unlimited will deliver peace of mind. Looking for inspiration to replace your windows, roofing, siding, and doors? Stop by our amazing showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. And definitely check out sidingunlimited.com. We are Siding Unlimited.
I'm John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. We've been at the heart of many magical moments, from engagements to weddings to sweet 16s. It warms my heart to be a part of these moments for 40 years with people I consider family. With the highest standards and an eye for classic beauty, enjoy a warm boutique setting at Goodman's Jewelers, where integrity shines in every gem. At 220 State Street, Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store, Madison, since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
FX presents Welcome to Wrexham.
For the last 4 years, it's been this roller coaster of magic.
The Emmy Award-winning series returns.
Come on, Wrexham!
With an all-new season.
We're going into a really tough division.
Birmingham are absolute favourites with the arrival of Tom Brady.
It's a friendly competition. Oh! Well, not so friendly.
Imagine the opportunity to beat Tom Brady at sports.
FX's Welcome to Wrexham. All new Thursdays at 9 on FX. Stream on Hulu.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
When I jumped off, I had a bucket full of thoughts. When I
JK Security Solutions, they are family-owned, they are veteran-owned, they've been in the Madison community for a very long time. So if you're looking to upgrade your home or your business security or automation, check out my good friends at JK Security Solutions. I'm here at Madison Axe with my good friends Matt Hamilton, Molly Brown, Primetime Morsheim. Pablo Iglesias is here. There's a whole group of people here at Madison Axe. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. And we are taking you up. We have a Brewers baseball coming up here. First pitch at 7:10. Pregame starts at 6:34. So we'll take you up to Brewers versus Twins tonight. That is at AmFam Field. The Brewers 2 games below 500. But we're going to get back to our our Jordan Love conversation here. And we had Jason Wilde on last segment, so if you missed any of that, you can listen back with the ESPN Wisconsin app. You can stream us on the ESPN Madison YouTube and stream the show live on the ESPN Wisconsin app. But I want to get back to the Athletic Football Show with Robert Mays and Derek Klassen. There was another clip here where they talk about where Jordan Love ranks in checkdowns and the importance of scrambling as a QB. It kind of provides a little context because Jason seemed a little bit interested into some of the analytics that this podcast was able to pull.
The area that I'm most concerned about, and I think this plays into why some quarterbacks feel more dangerous and consistent than others, is something you mentioned before when we were talking about Will Levis. Last season, the Packers they were ranked 23rd in what I will call checkdowns. This is not a stat with a name. I'm just bucketing it in this way. Those are passes within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, 2.75 seconds or later after the snap. They were 23rd in the NFL. That's okay, right? You can not be a team or a quarterback that checks the ball down a lot. But here are some of the names below him on that list. Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Anthony Richardson, Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels are 5 of the 8 quarterbacks below him. What do all those quarterbacks do?
They are the check down. They run.
They run. The value they create as runners is massive. That is where Jalen Hurts took the biggest step last year in terms of how he was impacting the offense. We saw what Jaden Daniels does. We know what Lamar and what Josh Allen do in that area. Mahomes is a devastating scrambler.
I'll let the two of you react to it. I just think it's really good information. It kind of provided some context into the Packers offense that seemed to have so many explosive plays, but at the same time it could get kind of stuck in the mud. Or go nowhere, or have a long third down, or have a big mistake.
But also the explosive plays that we're talking about are the same plays that we rip Jordan Love. Those are the ones that he actually completes, and they're good plays, quote unquote good plays. But then those are the same ones that we're ripping him for saying, you got Brett Favre in you whenever he throws an interception, because it's almost like a panic, right? It feels like a lot of those plays are the panic, or I think, Jim, you said this earlier this week, he got cocky this season. Right? Like, that is why those massive plays downfield happened.
But there was times where I remember the Bear game, I was at that game, there was double coverage on Christian Watson, and it was not a well-advised throw. Now, hey, you throw it up there, it's kind of, you coach youth sports, it's like, hey, well, hopefully the other team makes a mistake. One of the Bear guys slipped. Watson then had one-on-one, and then he made the catch. But when he threw it, it was double coverage, clear double coverage. So, I mean, that's just one example. But there's been other times
There's multiple ones. Jaden Reed, I feel like that was in the Vikings game
There was
early
one
in the
early
season.
in the season, yeah. It was like into triple coverage.
Yes.
And it worked out.
He got lucky.
But he even mentioned after the game how that was like not a high number coaches throw or something like that.
Yeah. The coach is like, don't throw that because almost every other time that's going to be intercepted.
But not this time.
Right. But to the what was your thoughts on the Packers? Again, they don't check down and he doesn't run. Like he's going to have to do one of those if the Packers want to take the next step. And Jordan Love, it sounds like.
So there's definitely situations where I felt like I saw an open receiver, like a check down option that wasn't taken. And I'm sure there's always that sort of like security blanket. Like Matt LaFleur's building it in.
Less than 3 yards. So that's and those after 3
5,
seconds,
yeah.
or less than 5 yards after 2.7 seconds in the pocket. So
right.
That is usually someone that's designed for that.
I guess part of it is like, is there a chance? And again, I don't know because I'm not drawing up these plays. Is there always a check down, or do you think maybe last year Matt LaFleur adjusted a little bit of how he calls a play for Jordan Love? It's like he doesn't check down. Why am I going to waste a guy on a check down that my quarterback's not throwing to?
Well, so my question, and I'm not trying to make excuses for Jordan Love.
I don't know. I'm asking.
I'm genuinely asking, too. Does he have the players to provide him with options for a check down? Is that a dumb question? Like,
not necessarily. Like, check downs aren't always open.
I don't see Josh Jacobs in that role. Like, if it was an Aaron Jones, I could see that,
and
right?
We have no idea what the other running back is.
Marshawn Lloyd.
Yeah. Marshawn Lloyd, yeah. We have no idea what he can do out of the backfield.
What are you doing with your tight ends? Are they both down the field? Is one closer? You know, you could have a tight end just kind of leak out. They block, and then they leak out. That's an easy check down.
And then they run the play short.
Anything to make it that's an excuse for you. Matt, Jim got an excuse yesterday. You get one, too.
Fair.
My goodness. Mark it.
To go a little deeper than that, too, beyond just the skill players, too, what's the number one thing the Packers have gone out of their way to address this offseason? The one thing we didn't think needed to be addressed as much as it was.
The wide receivers.
Yep.
Outside of wide receivers, though, who'd they sign in free agency?
Offensive line.
Aaron Banks. Who'd they take in the second round? Anthony Belton.
Yep.
Maybe they were not having checkdowns because they were keeping possible checkdowns in to block extra long because they didn't have the faith in the offensive line that most people from the outside had.
So there was another, I don't know if it's in this podcast or a different one, actually, but they talk about the offensive line, that the Packers' offensive line weirdly scores well, like in the PFF, but if you watch it, it's not quite as strong an offensive line. Like if you were on the league, like scouts and others would not view the Packers' offensive line as well as their actual stats would break itself out. Now, again, most of the stuff they're talking about Jordan Love is over a 2-year window. Like they're talking about last year, it's not just like Jordan Love over the last 2 years has been this guy who doesn't check down.
Well, they also drafted an offensive lineman last year,
true,
too.
But it doesn't run. I don't think there's an offense out there, Matt LaFleur is too good, that doesn't have safety valves built in there. I think it's just not in Jordan Love's nature.
I would imagine that.
And again, because I would imagine that the Eagles and the Ravens and the Colts and the Bills and the Commanders, all the other teams with the running QBs have checkdowns built in. But the part where they talk about just the innate nature is that you watch some of these guys, and Jane Daniels is not a guy that just wants to take off and run, but there are times where you can tell he knows immediately, I got nothing. I'm running. I'm not going to bother even checking down. Like, this play is broken, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to get 3 or 4 yards.
Okay, so dumb question. Again. How does – no, but, like, really, I want to know and I want to learn, and it's something I want to look at this season when it comes to watching Jordan Love play football. How does he get better at it? Does he just literally need to see the entire field and not get tunnel vision
that
to
goes back
downfield?
To the innate, what is your nature? And it goes back to what I said before. This is why I think, we'll get this on the other side because they talk about the level of optimism for Jordan Love. And one guy is more in the, hey, Jordan, and he's been a Jordan Love believer forever. And the other guy is more in the, this could just be who Jordan Love is, who's still good. And I'm kind of going in like, at this point, I understand 2 years as a starter, but he's been coached, and I'm sure they've tried to coach either him to run or hit checkdowns, and in college. That's kind of who he is. Again, who he is, though, is still a quarterback that is a quarterback that I would say the majority of teams in the NFL would take. He just might not be able to take that next step into that elite category because it's not in his nature to do some of these other things. Which, again, what separates Jared Goff's got things in his nature that don't allow him to be able to take that next step. And I think the ones that are elite are the ones that are just innately special. And Jordan Love might just be very good and not special. We'll talk about that more on the other side. We're live at Madison Action. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Hey, want to make your next meal a little less ordinary? Well, head to Quick Trip. Hey, we are so back serving up our legendary No Ordinary Chicken. Yeah, your dinner is hand-breaded, fried to perfection, ready to eat for tonight's dinner. Or you can buy it cold, sealed fresh for tomorrow's lunch. You know, we love to make life easier for you. This isn't just any chicken. It's Quick Trip's No Ordinary Chicken. Stop into your local Quick Trip today and taste the difference.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good evening, Madison. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update, brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. Today marks the start of rivalry weekend in Major League Baseball, and the Brewers kicking off their action tonight against the White-Hot winners of 10 straight and really only rivals by geography, the Minnesota Twins, unless you really hated them back when the Brewers were in their division back in the American League. This also marks the start of a 6-game homestand for Milwaukee, which includes the aforementioned Twinkies and the Baltimore Orioles as they look to take a series after failing to win their previous 2. The Crew remains 4 games back of the Cubs at present and 1 game back of the Cardinals in the NL Central as of today. Chad Patrick is on the bump for the Brewers tonight. First pitch is slated for 7:10 Central with pregame coverage beginning at 6:35 right here on Madison's new home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Hour number 2, Jim, Matt, Molly coming your way right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other.
We don't speak about
Speak
her.
about rivals.
We are not rivals. Yeah, me and Kay are not on the same level in the same sense that Matt thinks that the Bears and the Packers aren't on the same level.
She had less hope in the Packers winning against the Broncos at Denver than the Packers beating Philly at Lambeau.
Molly's smart.
That seems like Looney Tunes to me.
See, it's okay because you're just like my
Molly.
husband. I literally will say anything, but he won't believe it until it comes from somebody else. So
Like Kay Adams.
you're the same way.
Like Kay Adams.
Exactly.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
Hour number 2 of Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from Madison Axe. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown. Primetime Warshine with us as well. Riley Yauk back at the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
I do have the power. We have a Siding Unlimited poll question. Which QB would you rather have? Jordan Love at $55 million per year or Brock Purdy at $53 million per year? Jordan Love at 83%. I don't fault Packer fans for being loyal to Jordan Love, but these quarterbacks are peers, and that's the stance I will take on that, is that they are very much peers. You can chime in on the Carbus Talking text line 844-770-3776. List is more. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream as well, and you can stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. I want to get to one more piece of audio for you guys to react to, because we've been talking about Jordan Love because Brock Purdy signed his big contract extension today. And there was the Athletic Football Show with Robert Mays and Derek Klassen a couple days ago, did a breakdown of Jordan Love. And the last little bit here I want to share with you guys and then get your reaction to is they both share their level of optimism for Jordan Love after year 2 as a starter.
I am still optimistic. Here's the way I would say it. If I was an 8 out of 10 optimism coming off of 2023 in terms of what Jordan Love can be. I'm probably still a 7.5. It's just I do have a little bit more of contention of like, again, you mentioned some of the scrambling stuff. Probably is always going to be this level of inaccurate. So I'm still optimistic, but maybe a hair less than I was.
What happened last year kind of pulls me back a little bit more than it does with you. But I will say part of the reason I'm still optimistic is that you can't teach the highs, right? There aren't that many quarterbacks who provide the creativity, the playmaking from the pocket, and the explosive element that he's going to give you just by virtue of him being your starting quarterback. That's the stuff you're chasing.
And, I mean, I would agree with that. That's kind of how I felt. I had about an 8 level optimism, and I'm down to like a 7 now because Jordan Love kind of, like Jim's kind of saying, his traits are becoming more and more obvious. Things, the way he plays, just him at his core playing football right now, I look at him, he's a big game hunter. He's not prone to taking the check down, and he definitely is not into the idea of taking the easy yards with his feet. Whether that's because he's afraid of getting hit or he thinks that if he takes off running and somebody opens up downfield, he'll kick himself for it. Like, I don't know what the reason is, but yeah, last year made me think that this might be what he is. And it totally is. There is an X factor to it, and it is hard to coach. But at the same time, you sit here like us armchair quarterbacks are like, just run the ball when you have a couple yards in front of you. Like, I'm sure it's way harder than that. The same way I say it's way harder when the timer's going during a minute to win it to come up with an answer. So I still have hope that Jordan Love he doesn't have to be a running quarterback. He ran for 200 yards last year. If he ran for 450 like he did in his first year as a starter, that changes things. If that's just a couple yards, making third down more manageable, picking up third and shorts, and just you don't have to run for like Lamar Jackson to be effective at using your feet as a quarterback. And if Jordan Love can just take even a little step forward. Was that right, Jim? Was it 200?
No, you're not even close. He hasn't run for 400 yards in his career. He ran for 83 yards last year.
But it was 250 the year before. So same kind of thing. If he was up at that 247 level, the same rule applies. If he does it 5 times a game and it's for 3-4 yards each time, those are going to shorten that next down significantly or maybe get you that first.
He only ran for 87 total yards, or was
that?
Yeah,
last year, 87 total. That's what I'm saying.
83.
83.
At 3.3 yards per carry.
I mean, yes, I know he was hurt. But I feel like for me, my optimism is almost like a roller coaster, right? Like, I was optimistic following his first year as a starter, thinking, okay, we're just going to build on
Where
top
was
of
it
this.
going into it? Jordan Love, first time starting. Where was your optimism? Out of 10.
And what are you defining optimism for? That he's the next Aaron Rodgers?
No, that he is the next,
franchise quarterback.
Good. He's going to be the quarterback for the next decade.
Okay.
A guy that you feel good leading your team for the next decade.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So where's your optimism before he even had
I was probably at a 7.5, and now I'm at a 6.5. So I would say that I dropped a point just like Matt did.
And then prior to him starting, where did you think?
Oh, God. Prior to him starting, I was just like a
2, right?
Yeah, like nothing.
So he went 2 to 7 down to 5 for you.
Right.
So for me, I'd say it was like a
6.5
3 to a 7, and or an 8, and I'm down to a 5.
But my thing with Jordan Love, and maybe I'm not smart for thinking this, but I know I kind of
This might be a stupid question. I might not be smart.
And I understand there's no such thing as stupid questions, but sometimes there's such thing as a stupid question. Like, and when it comes to this stuff, but maybe I'm just I don't know trying to think nicely about it. But I kind of look at Jordan Love like, is it just a maturity thing? And I know you said he's 26 years old. He is older. Obviously, in this locker room, he is one of the older guys. But like, is there this sense of like
5 years on this team now, going into his 6th year?
He was drafted in 2020. So, yeah, and and that's why it sounds kind of stupid to say, is this a maturity thing? But, like, that's the vibe I get because it's, okay, so Matt LaFleur says just launch the ball. Okay, so what's he do? He just chucks it up.
I don't think Matt said launch the ball.
Okay, what did he say?
Let it rip. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So
well, then the
launch the ball. I think the
okay. So maybe that's the immaturity mindset. Is he heard let it rip, and then all of a sudden he's just going Brett Favre down the field? Like, I don't know what it is about Jordan Love, but I just feel like there's something with maturity. I feel like there's something, obviously, with consistency. He is not consistent. That is his biggest flaw in my eyes, that if he gets more consistent, like, I look at that as a major growth.
So, one thing, 10 years is a big like, Kirk Cousins was only the start of the Vikings for 2018 through 2023. 2018 through 2023.
Felt like he was there for 9 years.
Right. But so like 10 years.
How about this? Confident he gets another contract after this one.
So, and that was, and honestly, like when you said 10 years, I'm like, that seems reasonable. Then I was like, how long was Kirk in Minnesota?
I mean, remember, Kirk was at Washington for a couple years before that, so it's not like Minnesota.
He was almost in Washington longer than Minnesota,
I was
which
going
is
to say,
wild.
I feel like he was there longer.
Like, maybe equals, which is insane. And I didn't know all that. I kind of thought Kirk was at, I honestly initially thought 10 was the right number. But
I remember when he signed his contract for like 90-some million. I was like, whoa, that's a lot of money. And now it's like, ha, yeah, right.
Kirk go Chains.
But Matt, I'll talk to you about this because some of the stuff that Molly said, like, it goes to who you are as a player and as a. I don't think it's immaturity. I think Jordan Love is a guy who has supreme confidence and thinks he can make great things happen with his arm, and it's happened enough.
Is it too savage to say stuck in his ways?
But that's what I'm kind of saying. Again, it goes back to Cutler. It goes back to, like, at some point players don't flatten out because they're not talented enough to take the next step. It's just they can't get out of their way for that last little next step to be taken.
I mean, you're speaking of Kirk Cousins. What are the things that we always said about him? It was everything, every single year, that he just makes a stupid decision and loses a game for them. Like, that was Kirk Cousins' downfall, right? Yep. Like, every single quarterback has it in some capacity.
What did Charles Woodson say when the Bears played the Packers? He said, we knew that Jay was going to give it to us at some point, no matter how, and that was when Jay was having his better years when they got to the NFC Championship game. Like, Jay still gave it away. It's still
trip over your own shoelaces. Is that a good analogy?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's one of these things of, like, you're just innate who you are, and there's only so much you can coach, and there's only so – again, I'm not saying that Jordan Love still can't get better. I'm just saying that he can still improve on these things, but there might just be a world where Jordan Love is going to be a guy that's always going to revert to the big game hunt, which can turn into the Christian Watson throw to Chicago, against Chicago to set up a touchdown, or the – cross-body throw against San Francisco at the end of the game with one of the worst down-and-distance throws you've ever seen in the playoffs.
We could have literally gone to the NFC
That was first down, right?
Third or second.
Second down, but okay, so he had two more downs.
He at least had one more down.
Well, no, they would have punted. The game was
I say this with 90% certainty that it was second down.
Yeah.
Saying it could have been third, he still had another down.
Gotcha.
For sure. He had at least one more.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but again, just one of those. And I'm not saying he's always going to be bad at it. Kirk Cousins still has games where he doesn't make those mistakes.
Right.
It's just if it's not natural for you, I feel like sometimes it's hard to kind of shake out of that. We got to get to Molly's game. We also got pole dancing coming up. But let me tell you about Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. Madison's best happy hour. Fantastic. Love it out there. We were out there earlier this week. Get yourself a steak sandwich, a burger, an old fashioned, a Coors Light, and enjoy Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton, Madison's best happy hour.
I got to break it to you, Matt. That interception from Jordan Love, that was 1st and 10.
It was first?
That was 1st and 10.
So I was right when I said he had at least one more down.
I was right when I said it was first down. That was the point.
1st and 10, 52 seconds left from his own 36-yard line.
They got the ball back, and he goes, here you go. Ball game.
It was so bad.
Hey, what the hell is going on out there?
That really, honestly.
Good job, Riley.
Yeah. I guarantee that's what Mark Murphy said there. This is Jim, Matt, and I, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Cheesy Bites Pizza is back at Pizza Hut. For only $13.99, you get a large pizza with 28 pullable, poppable, cheese-filled bites. Plus, it comes with Pizza Hut's very own Ranch Lovers Flight, featuring 3 bold dips: Ultimate Ranch, Chipotle Ranch, and Pepperoni Ranch. 1 large pizza, 3 dips, endless flavor. Ready to dip into deliciousness? Well, hurry. It's only available for a limited time. Head to a Pizza Hut location or order online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. I've been drinking ZOA Energy for a while now, and I absolutely love it. ZOA is my go-to beverage when I need a boost without the crash that comes with other energy drinks. It's packed with natural ingredients like vitamin B and C, electrolytes, and has zero sugar. It fuels my workouts and busy days. I recently had twins, and I have a toddler, so I need all of the energy I can get. Head over to ZOAenergy.com to find the location nearest to you to pick up some ZOA for yourself. ZOA Energy for balance and drive.
ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see the teams recognized for making a positive impact in the community. It's the Game Changers of the Month, presented by Zimbrick Honda.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman's Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman's Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get house.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Spring is here, and your local IKEA store is rolling the savings outdoors for their annual sidewalk sale. Visit IKEA Schaumburg, Bolingbrook, or Oak Creek from May 9th through the 26th for a wide variety of furniture and home furnishing accessories at big discounts. New products are being added throughout the sale, so stop in often, and don't miss IKEA's Friday Mystery Deals May 16th and 23rd, available in-store to IKEA family members. Not an IKEA family member yet? Sign up for free at ikea.com/US. Save big at the IKEA Annual Sidewalk Sale, going on now through May 26th.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
She didn't beg, or not enough. She didn't stay when things got tough. I told the lie.
Hey, all you sports bettors, if you aren't making your wagers at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you're missing out on an elite experience. Honestly, it's a complete sports betting paradise. Their state-of-the-art venue has dozens of self-serving betting kiosks, seating for over 200 people, a first-class bar and restaurant, and a VIP deck. If that isn't enough for you, there's a giant video wall that's over 2,000 square feet. And if you're short on time, they have free 20-minute reserved structure parking. And in a major move for all sports bettors out there, you can now use your Potawatomi rewards cards at most self-service kiosks and the betting counter. Bet on your favorite sports and earn rewards along the way. Now that's a winning play. Bet above the rest. Learn more at paysbig.com/sportsbook. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Time now for Molly's Game.
Hi. I am looking for Molly. I've been searching everywhere and I can't seem to find Molly.
This is Molly's Game, hosted by America's favorite bookie, Molly Brown.
It is time for Molly's Game.
Brian, are you unaware how loud it was when you pulled your.
You sounded like you were sitting.
Oh, was it really? Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
It literally sounded like you were trying to sit down in a chair in like leather pants.
Yeah, it sounded like a fart.
Yeah. A little bit of that. Yeah.
I was like,
wow,
that's stinky.
It would track with Ryan, though.
All right, all-time low awareness rating by me. Sorry, guys.
Yep, be more self-aware. Okay, guys, Jim is coming off a win.
Jordan Love
Yes.
in the pocket.
Yes.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
He likes to interrupt.
He does like to interrupt. He does. All right. Jim is coming off a win from last week, so let's get into last week's picks. First up, I asked you Cavs versus Pacers. Who was going to be the leading scorer in that game? Jim and Matt, you guys both had Donovan Mitchell, and Ryan had Pascal Siakam.
How'd that go?
Pascal was not
the
leading scorer. Donovan Mitchell scored 43 points in that game. Jim predicted him to score 34. Matt, you predicted him to score 33, so I gave that to Jim. Then the Thunder took on the Nuggets in Game 3. It's crazy that one's going into Game 7.
Yeah, I didn't get this right.
Tomorrow. I asked you what was going to be the point differential in this game and who will win. The Nuggets won 113 to 104, so it was a 9-point difference. Matt was closest when he said that the Nuggets would win by 5. Jim, you said OKC by 10. So you had the number pretty close. And then Ryan, you had Nuggets by 3. So then the next one I asked you was Knicks-Celtics Game 3. Over under 205 total points scored in that matchup. It was over. There was 208 total points scored. Jim and Ryan both took the over. Then the final one was Timberwolves. They went out to Golden State for Game 3 of that series. I asked you over under 25 points scored by Jimmy Butler, including overtime. You were all correct. Jimmy Butler had 33 points in that game. You guys all took the over. So if you guys kept score, Jim won again. So he's kind of kicking your butts right now. He's 2-0 in this season.
I mean, we'd be tied if we didn't put the points on the on how many we thought Donovan Mitchell would have.
There's no
we
ties.
both were right.
Is there ties in the Olympics?
Well, there's 3-way tie for your last pick with Jimmy Buckets. You didn't ask about points, so I'm just saying we threw a little extra caveat in there.
I honestly think, Matt,
No,
you
you
were the
nailed
one
it.
that drove for it, though, with the Donovan Mitchell one. Like, I feel like you're the one that asked.
Yeah, you're the one that said 33, and then I was like, fine, this will be
I just said a number. I was just trying to be confident.
Okay.
And then I got prices righted by Jim with the 34.
Okay,
guess.
I'll be sure to give you the Price is Right opportunity today if we have a question that does that.
Thank you. That's all I want.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something
now-
about
now-
Matt crying.
Yeah,
so.
now I'm actually more motivated than ever to beat his ass.
Good.
There you go.
You're going to need it.
Jim's going to go undefeated this season. We'll see. First up, guys, how many total points, rebounds, and assists for Mikal Bridges in tonight's Game 6 versus the Celtics? Matt, you can go last. If you're going to complain, Jim, you go first.
So, I'm sorry, it's points, assists.
Points, rebounds, and assists for Mikal Bridges.
I'm going to go. I think I'm the game. So, I'm going to go with 28.
Ryan.
I think that's a little too high. He doesn't show up a ton on the stat sheet. He makes big plays, but I think his stats are a little lower typically. I'll say 22.
And Matt.
I'm getting into the stats a little bit here.
Oh, cheat.
Just a little
He's
bit.
got the benefit of going last now.
He's got Potawatomi pulled up right now.
Yeah.
So, here's why I came to it. So, the game they beat the Celtics, 23 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. I think they're going to need that kind of game from him to close us out.
Yeah.
Come on,
Jim's,
Matt. We've got
Jim's
4
right about
questions.
that. I'll do 23. Sit right in the middle.
Oh, my gosh.
He is such a
Really
Price is
did.
Righter. My God. Next one here, guys. Who will be the top scorer in that game? Knicks versus Celtics Game 6. Ryan, you first.
Is Jason Tatum an option? Oh, wait, that's right.
That was uncalled for.
It was. I know. Sorry. I want to stick it to a couple Celtics.
You guys see
fans.
that also, like, I guess he's the fastest, like, athlete ever to get the cert. Like,
It happened very fast.
But it was like there's optimism that, like Aaron Rodgers talked about, but because of how fast he's having the surgery, the swelling was low, and like there's optimism that, and I wouldn't rush it back if I was the Celtics, but like if they're in this point next year, he could be playing in the playoffs.
Was it even announced that he tore his Achilles by the time that his surgery was
announced?
announced?
That he had successful surgery.
Do you know?
Torn Achilles.
Do you know what's crazy? I know we talked to Dr. Nestor Rodriguez from Carbon World Health the other day about like these injuries. Literally this morning, I woke up and my Achilles felt tight. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna tear my Achilles today." Like it's in my head now, you guys. Or like I'll be walking on the treadmill and I'm like, "It feels tight. I'm gonna tear it."
Deep vein thrombosis.
It literally feels like it's bad. It's in my brain.
Molly would be at one of the lanes, throwing an axe at Madison Axe here, and just pop her Achilles.
Yeah.
Right
It
out.
could happen.
Worst
It could
possible
happen.
time.
With all due respect, I don't think you walking around and using a treadmill has enough torque to blow out your ACL. I mean, your Achilles.
I don't know.
She's
I
an
hope
athlete.
to God
She's
not.
got some power in them calves.
I hope to God not. I hope you guys are right.
So
But
leading scorer in Celtics.
yes, who will be the
tonight?
leading scorer?
I will take Jalen Brunson. He's a superstar. I love Jalen Brunson.
I think we're gonna have to put a number on it because I'm gonna
okay.
take Brunson
I can take.
too.
I can take the number.
All right. What's the points?
Man, I'll go high. I'll go 37 for Brunson.
Sheesh. Jim, you're going Brunson too?
Yeah, I'm going Brunson. Since Matt,
He's averaging 26 points a game.
22.
In the regular season or in the series?
Regular season, I believe.
I think the series it's got to be
So
a
he
lot
put up
higher.
39 against. I think he's gonna be
Good Lord.
31.
And Matt, are you going Brunson too?
Yeah, definitely. I like. What'd you say, Ryan? 34?
Can you name another player on the Knicks?
Yeah, Cat.
What's his real
Carl
name?
Anthony Towns.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure.
Okay, now
make
give us
sure.
another one that's not a former Timberwolf because you kind of follow them.
Yeah, that's true. Mikal Bridges.
I was gonna say the first player we
Those
did
are really.
Mom's
Those would be the three that I knew, though. Outside of that, I don't think I could.
Well,
pull
Josh
another
Hart
one.
would complete.
OG
the
Anunoby.
But Josh Hart completes the Villanova Connect.
Yep, that's fair too.
I kind of like living in between these guys a little bit. What did you said 31 and he said 34?
Yeah, yep. Those are the
A
numbers.
Molly's
Yep.
game sandwich.
I think 33 is fair.
Okay.
With Matt in the middle.
Oh yeah. The Matt meat.
Okay, guys.
Let's not talk about meat anymore on this show.
Did you say Matt Meat or Matt Beat?
Both. Matt Beef.
Don't try and put them together,
beef.
please.
Yeah, it's
Matt Beef.
not the same thing.
Yeah, do not. Just leave them there.
Oh,
Next
okay.
question, Molly. Let's go.
Nobody beats Matt's meat.
That is neat.
Music's over, guys. What's the next one?
No, it's not. I think, wasn't that just a drop? No. Okay, over under 213.5 total points scored in Nuggets Thunder Game 7. The tiebreaker is to guess the correct score. Matt, no excuses. Ryan, you first.
I'll go under. This has been a rock fight type series. I feel like both teams are just probably worn out at this point too. The game's not in Denver; it's in OKC, so players might not be as tired. But I still think it's going to be a knockout great game. I'll go under. You said 213.5.
Guess the score.
I'll go. Total combined score is 199.
No. Guess the actual score.
Oh, both
199. What would it be?
Okay, so then I'm also picking a winner. I'll go. Man, I think the Thunder have to win. I'm gonna go.
Well, yeah, they have to win. It's Game 7.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, like, I can't see them losing. Is more what I meant.
That's
Sorry.
what I said.
Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
I get it.
I'll go Thunder 103, Nuggets 96.
Okay.
All right, so I will go. I guess I'm going to go over on this because I think it could go in overtime. So I'm going to go.
Ooh,
I want the Thunder to win, even though I kind of think Denver might do it. I'm going to go Denver 107. I'm sorry, what's the.
13.5.
213.5.
213.5. So actually, I got to go higher than that. So I'll go Thunder 110, Denver 107.
Wow. I kind of had this picked out when Ryan was going. I was thinking of it. I'm also going to go over like Jim. And I'm going to go Thunder 110, Nuggets 113.
Ooh, so you're the only one with Nuggets.
Yeah.
If the Nuggets somehow find a way to win this series, it will be
That'll
one of the more
crazy.
impressive things in NBA playoff history. If they feel like they have four players who actually contribute.
You got some good playoff experience on this team, right?
But they're so
and
thin.
But they like even the year they won, wasn't a lot of the games like or series grinders too?
No, they were blowing teams out, I feel like.
Was
And
Murray
the Nuggets,
hurt?
When
He
they
was-
won this title, yeah.
Yeah, was he
No,
hurt?
Murray was
that year?
healthy the year they won the title.
Yes.
Was he? Oh, so it must have been the year after that I'm thinking
Michael
of.
Porter Jr. wasn't fully healthy, but I don't
Yeah.
think he's ever been fully healthy in his career.
That's true.
And at this point, he can barely even shoot a basketball because of
Do
how
we think
injured he
it's
is.
if you're a Bucks fan, and I guess it depends on what you want to happen, what you think's going to happen with Giannis. But if you're a Bucks fan, you're probably rooting for Denver.
Because you want OKC to panic and get them?
I don't panic. I just think they're going to say, hey, you know what? We got Shea. We want to win. We got way too many young assets. Let's continue. Let's trade some more and future draft picks, and let's go win something.
Yeah, I was talking with my curling teammates yesterday, all of them big Wolves fans, obviously like the result that they just had against Golden State. We were talking about Giannis a little bit, and they were trying to get my take on it, and we were talking about the potential trade spots. All the typical ones came up, and the one caveat that one of my teammates who used to play basketball, Colin Huffman, the 6'4" guy, he was like, definitely if the Thunder do well, they're more likely to run it back. So if you want the Thunder's picks or players, you definitely want them to get bounced here.
Yes.
Make them feel like – that said –
the same idea with Houston. Houston losing so early puts Giannis on the table for Houston too.
Yeah.
Because they were the 2 seed, and then they got bounced right away.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the
That's even why San Antonio might –
San Antonio, and I just read an article here, many league scouts and execs believe if the San Antonio got Giannis, they'd be instant favorites to win the title. They'd have the best defense in all of the NBA, and their offense would be insane. Just in the idea that Wemby is still more of an outside player for his height, and Giannis plays inside.
Yep.
And it would just
it could be
you'd have
scary team.
You have 2 players who could be potentially top 5 players in the league next year on the same team.
The bidding war this offseason could be pretty intense.
Would you guys be San Antonio fans if he went there? Not like in the same way that you are Bucks fans, but like, would you be a fan of them?
And silver.
Why?
Don't like the Raiders?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. I just don't love the colorway in general.
Really? It's iconic. Like the Raiders.
No, it's fine. It's just like it's just a little boring.
It's fine. Again, it's iconic. It is like with NWA. It's in rap. It's in pop culture. Like you might not like it, but it is iconic.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's just my opinion. I'm just not a huge fan of the.
He just dislikes it, Jim. There's nothing else.
And
to
again,
it.
I'll give you San Antonio, but the Raiders, like that is just like the White Sox, the black and white. Like those are cultural staple point.
Mm-hmm.
Not for Matt Hamilton.
No, I agree that they're staple point logos. It's just not my favorite color scheme.
That's fine. That I agree with. But when you're like they're boring or whatever, like sometimes understated can just work. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We got pole dance coming up next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
It's like dogs. Like you get like the snickerdoodle or all these. Like you're trying to build a
snickerdoodle.
Is that a real dog?
No, it's like a golden doodle.
Golden
it's a cookie.
doodle. Golden doodle.
Like a snickerdoodle. Half poodle, half Snickers bar.
I'm sure. Golden doodle. I don't know. This breeding dogs thing is dumb.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Hey, Matt Hamilton here to tell you about the delicious Odyssey Brands, a family-owned company crafting award-winning cheese right here in Wisconsin for over 4 generations. Made with locally sourced milk, Odyssey brings bold, Greek-style flavors straight to your table. From savory, crumbly feta to rich and creamy Greek yogurt, every bite is a taste of tradition and quality. You can find Odyssey products at most major retailers nationwide and online. Odyssey, crafted in Wisconsin, loved everywhere, dairy done right.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our balanced approach helps guide you through a complex and ever-changing landscape. Throughout your family's financial planning journey, we will serve as a partner, advocate, and steward in all aspects to help you achieve your goals with confidence. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity, it's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Memorial Day savings are here at Brothers Maine. Shop unbeatable deals on top brands like GE Appliances, Cafe, Hotpoint, and Monogram. Plus, enjoy expert support and free local delivery. Visit us today and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
Ben Bruss here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owns. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the belt line at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Bo here from Ridgetop Exteriors. Southern Wisconsin got hit hard with hail recently. If your home took a beating, now's the time to take action. We've been delivering top quality roofing, siding, and window services locally for over 23 years. With free damage assessments and insurance experts on staff, we've been your licensed, local, and trusted contractor since day one. Don't wait until small damage becomes a big problem. Turn to Ridgetop Exteriors today. RidgetopExteriors.com. That's RidgetopExteriors.com.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Waiting to see a general surgeon? With Stoughton Health, it's always easy access, with most appointments within a week. And with over 160 insurances accepted, you're covered and in good hands. For more information, visit StoughtonHealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Madison Axe. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. Come on, Jim Blue, we know what to do.
And that's Crush a Coors Light.
I am Jim Rutledge. I have the power alongside Molly Brown and Matt Hamilton. Primetime Wollersheim is with us here as well. Riley Yauk at the Everlight Solar Studio. Time to go pole dancing.
Yeah, guys, and I will say...
And you answered.
What?
Coming to the stage, it's pole dancing on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Hey now.
Presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Well, you see, Molly, I'm throwing you a little bit of a curveball today because my vocal cord's a little sore this week, so Riley Yauk, take us pole dancing.
Alrighty, Ryan, will do. Hold up, let me get my video up so you guys can see my face in this little box. My little box
voice
in the corner.
That's not the voice we talked about, Riley.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, Ryan wants me to do my announcer racing voice, so we can do that as well. Starting with Wilde and Tausch. Do you love it or hate it when the Packers play on Christmas Day? 290 votes are in. Love it, 52%. Or hate it, 48%.
Molly, you first.
I wish there was a middle option because I don't love it or hate it, but I guess I will go with love it just for the reasons that I've talked about this week, that I feel like they do pretty well on Christmas. I think, Matt, you said they're 3-1. Yeah. So I'll take those odds.
Hate it. Stay off my holiday. I don't want, especially Christmas. Like, I can understand Thanksgiving. It's a divisional opponent plays every Thursday. Christmas, come on. You're just grabbing at more time slots to play football. Keep my team out of it.
It's wild, Molly. You said this earlier, and I don't want to say Matt's not like a true Packer fan, but as a sports fan, having I'm watching sports around Christmas at some point anyway, so whether it's the NBA or the NFL. Yep. So I want my team in it. I want to be engaged in it. So it is funny that it just feels like Matt just checks out and watches Christmas music all day.
I understand not wanting the heart.
A Christmas Story 24-hour is on for 24 hours from Christmas Eve to Christmas Day.
It's like having Christmas at my grandparents back in 2002.
All right, actual side question then. What's the one go-to Christmas movie on with the family at Christmas Day? Jim, you first.
Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation, Matt?
Oh, my mom literally watches Christmas Story all day on Christmas and Christmas Eve. Christmas Story.
Christmas Story.
A Christmas Story.
That's the one with...
I had to watch that in school.
Christmas Story is the one where they lick the
lick the
I hate
flag.
that one.
It's so old. My mom just loves it.
We literally did that to my cousin where we poured a
Juice
soda
called it
on
a
the
popsicle?
basketball hoop, like
Oh my
hole,
God.
and then he licked it.
Yep.
Awful. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I see you guys all picked like, I don't know, legendary movies. In my mind, I'm like, I love Christmas with the Cranks, and I love Elf. I love Christmas with the
Elf.
Cranks.
I like Elf too.
I know.
Elf is
Elf is great.
Elf is great too.
Elf is
yeah.
legendary.
Yeah.
Christmas with the Cranks isn't?
No.
Oh God.
Is that a Tim Allen?
Yeah.
joint? Yeah, I'm out.
Jamie Lee Curtis. She's a good person, right?
Yeah, but Tim Allen just hasn't been funny. Like he had one speed. Like Home Improvement, you watch it now, you're like, oh wait, this wasn't really funny.
I have not seen that show, so.
Riley,
I'm
what
out.
about you? What's the go-to movie on Christmas Day for the family?
Either Elf or a Charlie Brown Christmas for sure in our
Charlie
house.
Brown Christmas.
I
Love
don't
Charlie
get the
Brown.
Charlie Brown stuff. I don't get it.
Either do it. Wah, 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 wah.
Oh.
Charlie Brown's a classic. I love
Yeah.
Charlie Brown. Very wholesome. I love
All
Chuck.
right.
Moving
Give us
on
a
to
small
number
dancing
2. From Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Which one is more likely? The Packers finish first in the NFC North, or the Packers finish last in the NFC North? First, 63%. Last, 37%.
I can tell a bunch of homers voted on this one.
Oh,
There's a
get out, Molly.
there.
Didn't we talk about this yesterday?
A little
Yes,
bit, yeah.
and I said that they were either going to be 2 or 3. There's no way that they're going to be number 1. And there's a chance that the Bears could be good too. So I think there's a better chance that they're placing 4th in the division rather than 1st.
I think I'd go 4th too. Yeah, I think it's equals.
I mean, okay. I
whole-
thought we agreed that they're more likely to be 2
Yes, but
than anything else.
But yesterday, I went 2, 3, 1, 4. But realistically, if you push me, I don't think 4 is out of the question.
I don't think 4 is out of the question
That could be
either.
9 wins.
But I have low confidence in the Lions being able to fully revamp this team.
Fully
after
revamp
losing-
the team. They have most
They
of the
lost
team
their
coming back. They
coordinators.
just lost coordinators. They're still all professional football
Okay,
players.
Molly,
Let's
lost
look
their-
Dan
I want
Campbell.
you
lost
to.
their
I want you to
passing
think
game
about what you
coordinator,
just said.
too,
They
Molly.
just lost coordinators. Jim, from a team who is notoriously undercoached, how important are coordinators?
Incredibly. But but Matt, we have to give Dan Campbell a little bit of grace here. He
Yes!
hired the last 2 coordinators. It might not be a disaster. He might have hired 2 other
Okay,
good
I'm not
coordinators.
saying it's
They're
going to be
gonna
a
have- they're
disaster,
gonna
but
have
I'm
kinks
saying
to work out.
step back, right? So that makes the door cracked a little more open. J.J. McCarthy is the biggest question mark in the North. That's cracked open. And
He
the
still
Bears,
has the
I think
best
they're going to be
receiving
a little
core
bit
in the
better.
North.
J.J. McCarthy is stepping into arguably the best
Yes!
situation a first-year starter has ever walked into with his offensive line, his head coach, and his playmakers.
This is a guy who's always played
good
in a
defense.
run-first offense.
That's what they're going to run.
Okay, and that's going to be fine. But, I'm not going to sit
are
here
you gonna
and
depict the
humor
Packers?
how they have the greatest wide receiving core. At the end of the day, the wide receiving core is only as good as the person throwing them the ball.
So the
Justin
Jordan Love
Jefferson's pretty
stinks.
dang good.
Wait. So Jordan Love
He
stinks.
can't throw it to himself.
Wait. So Jordan Love stinks. Because the receiving core is only as good as the guy throwing the ball. So the guy throwing the ball to the Packers receivers isn't any good, and that's why they're not good.
And you were also talking about the receivers that Jordan Love threw when they were triple covered. You don't think that Justin Jefferson can grab a ball in triple coverage?
We'll find out. I just think
And
they're
Jordan
better. I
Addison
think they're more
and
likely
T.J.
to be 1
Hawkinson?
than 4.
Get out of here.
I think it's a good.
Yeah, the pessimist and the hater are both saying 4, and I'm saying 1. How surprising!
Hey, I'm saying.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. 12 and whatever. Do the math.
I think
I did say 11. First of all,
I think
you wrote it down.
I think it's a good question because I think it's pretty equal.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's a great question.
Yeah.
Because I think if you really looked at it, it's equal. The whole NFC North might be in a little bit of a rude awakening as far as total wins. They played the AFC South last year. How many gimmies did all these teams just eat up last year?
But look at
playing
the
trash teams
And a
But look at
down
the Packers.
NFC West.
and a down NFC West.
And also look at the Packers' record versus divisional opponents. They were 1 and 5.
That is a red flag.
Sheesh. Brutal.
So that
We'll
means
see.
a large chunk of their wins came against those soft-ass games.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it pans out.
We will, Matt. We will see.
I hope you're right. I am hoping you are right.
You
I am
don't
not
seem
saying-
like you hope I'm right.
Well, I mean, I do want to be right,
But
but,
Matt,
also
hope in
I would
one
love
hand,
for
crap in the other, see which one fills up faster.
I have more hope than I do crap.
Matt can generate a lot of hope, guys.
Yeah.
Matt
Yeah.
can generate a lot. Never mind.
All right, is that we got one more?
Moving on to number 3.
Yeah.
From Kyle Bruston Nordman. Who's harder to like? Christian Watson's dad or
yes.
Tyrese Halliburton's
Oh.
dad? Christian Watson's dad, 33%. Tyrese Halliburton's dad, 67%.
Wait, Caleb Williams' dad isn't on this list too? Shouldn't he
like,
be?
Pretty sure this poll was earlier in the week before
But
this
I would
news drop.
say, for me, it's Christian Watson's dad.
It's harder to like.
It's harder to like because he's chirping on social. He's just throwing himself in all his conversations. Halliburton's dad,
John Halliburton,
was at the game and got caught up in emotions. I'm not excusing it, but I don't see him all over social media pointing out his son, causing all these problems. He just was there. Again, not excusing it, talking trash because he loved his son and got caught up in the moment. Christian Watson's father seems to be so much like clout chasing and causing problems for Christian Watson on the social media.
Do you think he's clout chasing, or is he just that insecure online?
Then maybe he just needs to not be online.
He does. Yeah, I think
that's my point. Parents need to not be online, not be quoted.
Yeah.
Or on the basketball court.
I agree. They're both wrong, but like that one is caught up in the emotion, and that's the first time I've heard of him.
Apparently, if you are a parent in youth sports in the region of Oshkosh,
I don't care about that.
John Halliburton is a well-known referee, apparently, who likes to take some of the attention and put it on himself.
I could care less about that.
Oh.
So,
according to multiple reports.
All right. I could care less about that. Seems like a guy got emotional and overstepped and screwed up, but
For him, it's been a one-time issue, whereas...
You know what's really going to be a bummer is if Tyrese ends up going to the finals. Because can he not go to any Pacers games in Indianapolis anymore?
Based off of what he
That's
and the
what
team
they
have
said,
currently
right?
worked out, yeah.
I mean, I suppose he could probably go to the games if they're in a different location, but like
I don't think he
I don't
will.
know. I don't think he's allowed at Pacer games.
that's brutal.
I think he. I don't. Well, again, I'm sure he was told, but that was mutually decided. I don't think he's going to a game. I think he realizes he screwed up. He's not going to throw off.
But also, if your kid makes it to the finals and this is
That's
the one shining moment, like
that's your penalty.
that
mean,
sucks.
If he's from Oshkosh and if the finals is Pacers versus Timberwolves, Minneapolis, not that
Well,
far
that's what I'm
away.
saying. Yeah, but he said no Pacers games.
But
So I assume any NBA game the Pacers are playing.
I just kind of figured it was
not
at
Pacers home
Well,
game.
in Indianapolis,
Again, the
but I don't
Pacers
know.
don't have control of the Timberwolves. This is a Pacers thing. They
Right.
Not, They can't deny him in Minnesota. I would imagine that John and Tyrese have spoken. I don't think he's coming to any games because it'd just be a massive distraction.
Also, side note, as a parent, if my kid is playing in the NBA Finals and I'm banned from whatever stadium, I'm fully going in like a full-on costume, wearing a wig and stuff. Like, I am getting into those games.
Yeah,
now
do they
does
have
he
a
need to learn
picture
to
of
exactly,
John
exactly.
Halliburton?
Like if you
God.
go into like a Walgreens, like how there's like, oh, these people can't come in here because they steal from here or whatever. You know, you hear about that. Like, you can't. I don't know.
It's
Like
just
again,
it's a photo of Tyrese Halliburton with gray hairs. It's just like, watch out for this man.
but like
Get
literally,
him.
if my kid was in there and I'm that passionate about my kid playing a sport, like I'm getting in no matter what.
Getting in, and then when they win the game, I'm going to go up to the other
I'm
team's
gonna go
superstar.
storm the court.
Yeah.
Again,
What do you think Anthony Edwards would do if he did that to him?
I think the same thing.
Anthony Edwards.
Let's give these guys credits, though. But you're being negative to Anthony Edwards.
I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm saying what Giannis did, the restraints he showed, was impressive.
It
in a
was
way that
Anthony
I don't think most
Edwards
people
would probably say, "Go watch Matilda and come back to me," and then keep
watch
going.
Matilda.
His favorite movie. He told that when he was walking
That's
around
true,
L.A.
he did. He did,
said,
yeah.
"My favorite movie is Matilda."
The dad?
No, Aunt.
Okay, I do. I think Anthony Edwards would say something to him.
Yeah,
he would
yeah.
say something.
Yeah,
for
he
sure.
certainly would.
Yeah.
Especially if it was like the finals.
Wait,
for
none
sure.
of you guys answered except for me.
Because I don't want to answer a question. There's no good answer.
Oh, it's Halliburton. There's so many idiots on the internet. Like, what's another one? Who cares if it's someone's dad? This dude went onto a professional court and got in another superstar's face after losing a series or losing a game. Like,
Yeah, but
it's so much more out of bounds. There's literally everybody and their brother is an idiot on the internet.
Yeah, but
I could care less about.
But that's a
the Christian Watson one is just embarrassing.
just don't follow the guy. That's fine. It's sure it is embarrassing, but
But
so
you
is
don't- you don't have-
Halliburton
you don't
coming
have
on the
to
court.
That's my problem. He's embarrassing his son
Okay, fine.
day in and day out on the internet.
Hey, he's a keyboard warrior.
Yeah,
Like,
keyboard
that's
warrior. There's
what's
just so many of them. They're a
But then,
dime a dozen.
like, let it go, man. Just delete it. Like,
But there's
John
not-
made a mistake. Christian Watson's father keeps on going online and repeating being a keyboard warrior.
Don't tell me my opinion's wrong.
No, I'm just saying that you got to be right on the fact that it's not an unfollow thing. I don't care about a Christian Watson. I've never seen a single tweet from
Exactly,
Christian Watson's
that's my
father.
thing. I just hear
But
about it.
I'm sure Christian Watson's pretty damn embarrassed at this point.
Yes, that's the thing.
Maybe.
And he does it time and time again. Oh, yeah, I'm with you. Christian Watson. Poor guy.
All
Poor
right.
guy. Can't catch a break.
You catch a break,
Can't catch a
especially
ball
if
either.
you're in trouble. He's not playing.
He probably had the least
Chalmers
amount of
Jewelers
drops.
in Madison and in Middleton. Madison's custom jeweler. You can get engagement rings. You can get wedding bands. You can get watches. Lots of great things at Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I think he'll sign, but I think this could get a little cantankerous.
I think it depends on this Jair contract first, though. And they need to do something before June 6th or June 1st or something.
It's June 1st.
6th, just like a funny date.
Because they're all weird dates. It stuck on my head. That's my dad's birthday.
Happy birthday, Daddy.
Jair has to be signed
by my dad's birthday.
That's the way the league works.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Look, we all know that as we age, our bodies change. But Carbon World Health can help. They have a process of testosterone replacement therapy that includes a diagnostic exam and blood tests to assess your hormone levels to make sure that they are optimal for you, not optimal for your age. Carbon World Health can help you increase your energy, focus, and overall health with their approach to hormone therapy. It's all about quality of life for you. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 20th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Baltimore Orioles.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 20th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
We ask and you answer. Tune in to Jim, Matt, and Molly every weekday 4 to 6. And follow at Jim, Matt, Molly on X to vote in daily poll questions. Presented by Siding Unlimited, your local window installation pros. Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
They dance above me as I sing. I see them through a crystal.
Tune in to Here District with Marcus Johnson, a weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend. A Bucks Plus audio production. Marcus and his son Chris, a 1995 UCLA hoops champ himself, talk about everything happening in the Bucks world and are joined by some of the biggest names in basketball. Stay on the beat of the Bucks and find Here District now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are live at Madison Axe. We are presented by Coors Light. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown. Primetime Wollersheim with us here as well. Riley Yauk back at the Everlight Solar studio. And we had a Siding Unlimited poll question up earlier today. You can still chime in on it, and the Carbos Talking text line list is more, 844-770-3776. In a landslide with the breaking news that Brock Purdy signed a new contract with an average annual value of $53 million per year. Would you rather have him or Jordan Love at $55 million per year? And 83% of you say Jordan Love. And how much of that, because there's two parts to this. One, Brock Purdy unquestionably had to do more and had a more proven resume to get paid less than Jordan Love. Like, so far in his career, when he got paid, he has done more. And you are betting on the future of Jordan Love, but he is 26. And so the question is, how much do you think the belief in Jordan Love, setting aside the team love, is first-round pick over Mr. Relevant?
I'd say 15%.
Same, I guess. I don't know. I
it would
don't know how to answer the.
I think the first-round pick for Jordan Love, I think people still automatically review that.
Yeah, there's that perception, which, again, comes back to what I was saying, is he has to prove himself way more than Purdy does.
He does. Year 3.
Brock Purdy had to prove himself every single day for the last 3 years. This has been Jim, Matt, and Molly. Thanks for listening. Listen back on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Live the high life at Nitty Gritty, home of the famous Gritty Burger in Madison's official birthday place. Celebrate your birthday at Nitty Gritty and receive a free Memento birthday mug to fill with free beers, specialty birthday cocktails, or soda all day long. The Nitty Gritty has celebrated almost 900,000 birthdays, and birthday celebrant number 900,000 will receive a $1,000 Amex gift card. Grab some friends and celebrate your birthday at the Nitty Gritty, located in Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie. The Nitty Gritty, a tradition since 1960.